Hello everyone, my name is Thaisa Martins. I am a dancer, dance researcher, and archaeologist. I'm currently doing my PhD in archaeology at Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I have a MA in archaeology and a degree in dance theory at the same university. First of all, I want to thank the EXARC for organizing this beautiful event. It is an honor to be part of this group and to be able to share some reflection with you all. I'm very happy for this opportunity. My presentation is called Experimental Body Analysis, a Transdisciplinary Approach, and this is part of my PhD research. My main interest is to explore the body and its bodily technique through materiality. So for our discussion today, I will build my thoughts around two main questions. First, how can we use the experimental's body as a data source in experimental archaeology? And second, how can we elaborate hypotheses about body techniques from ancient times? Dealing with the experimental's body has been a challenge for experimental archaeology since its consolidation as a subdiscipline. The subjectiveness of the experience of one's body is pointed out as a major problem of this subject. In a search for a more scientific perspective, it was indicated to try to discard the human element, body, and experience from the analysis. With the development of the subdiscipline, the issue of the experimental's body was placed as an interesting affair for methodological and interpretative data, but remained as a tricky matter to be approached. So, to address this question, I'm proposing a transdisciplinary approach with two fields, archaeology and dance. I am understanding transdisciplinarity as pointed out by Nicolescu, referring to what is at the same time between disciplines, across different disciplines, and beyond any discipline, and where the theories and methodologies of both fields are respected and used in their intellectual production, establishing a synergy between them without methodological fragmentation or hierarchization of knowledge. One field will aggregate different aspects to the other, and this will reflect in the result of each research. Regarding the final product of a transdisciplinary knowledge production, I'm understanding, as pointed out by Deleuze, that as the fields are in a relationship of mutual resonance and exchange, they interfere with each other, but follow their own creative movement. Thus, when placed in transdisciplinary articulation, the fields blur the theoretical, methodological limits. But the questions that are raised and the creation engines are different for each field, which consequently leads to different final productions. The profound comprehension of body movement analysis and transformation of daily human body movement into something else is what I'm arguing that the dance field can aggregate to interpretations and creation of methods in an archaeological perspective. And I'm defending that this interception of theory and methodology is one possible way to address the data of the experimental's body in the experimental archaeology. Our proposition is rooted in Marcel Mauss' idea of body techniques. In this work, Mauss explored the ways in which from society to society, humankind knows how to use their bodies. Mauss highlights that every society has its own particular technical way to perform their bodies, from swimming to walking. Each society will develop a group of techniques of the body, and those techniques will be different not just in an individual level, but They vary especially between societies, educations, properties, fashions, and prestige. Mauss understood technique as an action which is effective and traditional, and humans first and most natural technical object, and at the same time technical means is their body. Thus, in this research, we understand that to create any materiality, there has to be a group of techniques of the body engaged with the process. So, in this perspective, every archaeological experiment which needs a human being to perform any kind of technical task will be engaging with body techniques. Those body techniques are what we can access through experimental archaeology, creating hypotheses about body movement from ancient times. The main dance theory that we are engaging in this research is The Fundamentals of Dance Theory by Elenita Saer. The theory is organized into 5 parameters to analyze the body movement: space, time, form, movement, and dynamics. Space is based on studies of Euclidean geometry and topology. Here, we observe the spatial relationship, thinking about levels, planes, directions, and etc. Time is connected with rhythm and tempo analysis. Form is the analysis of body lines. Movement is the analysis based on anatomy and kinesiology studies, observing the mechanical motor possibilities of the body. And dynamics is the search for expressive analysis, as we observe the body energetic manipulation. Each parameter will have its diversifying agents that serve as a focal points for analysis and modification in the creation process. We can understand the parameters and their diversified agents as magnifying lens that we direct to the moving body, and through this action, we are able to focus on certain subjects for analysis. We are developing a method called Artifactual Movement, which is structured in 3 phases. The first phase is creating a profile of the experimenter in order to understand the daily body techniques. In a real-time experimentation, the experimenter would fill an anamnesis form with all the information needed before the experiment. The second phase is the observation during the experimentation. We will analyze all 5 parameters in each experimenter, looking at the body as a whole and the specific part where the movement is executed. The third phase is the analysis of all data collected in the experiment. This phase will be crucial to recreate one or more artifactual movement. As a result of our archaeological experiment, we have at least one reconstructed artifactual movement, and this means that we elaborated a hypothesis of what those body techniques could have been based on observation, experimentation, with methodological data collection and analysis, all which are repeatable. Let's explore an example. I will share a video of a chipping experiment carried out in a class guided by Professor Madu Gaspar and Marcos Paulo Ramos in 2022. We focused on the techno-functional theory and carried out several chippings. Here we have Arthur Braga, an expert in chipping, working with rose quartz. Please watch the full action. Now let's watch again slowly. In this first analysis, we can see three different movements. First, the experimenters prepare his body. He finds the perfect body position and then hits the quartz. The yellow lines are the limbs position that the experimenter performed in his perfect body position. So, in the phase 1, the anamnesis, we will be creating a profile of the experimenter. If we have more than one experimenter, we will need to do it for everyone, and the experimenter will fill an anamnesis form with all information needed before the experiment. The phase 2, data collect. This phase we will divide into two parts. Body as a whole, where we will be analyzing all the configuration of the body, and body part analysis, where we will analyze in more detail the part of the body engaged in the movement performed. It is important to emphasize that we are performing this separation only as an analytical tool. Those bodily constructions are integrated. So the body as a whole, we observe that in the body preparation, the experimenter did some body adjustments to find the perfect action position. And when the experimenter found the position, he entered in a potential state of movement. That is an information of the movement parameter. And that means he concentrated his body energy without performing a direct visible movement. Now, analyzing the yellow lines, we can build an analysis matrix of the parameters of the fundamental of dance theory. What the matrix is informing us is the data of the body position chosen by the experimenter. I highlight the movement parameters, where we can see in the diversifying agent basic movements, the mechanical motor actions of the body segments carried out by the experimenter. So, analyzing the red line, we can build another analysis matrix for the body part analysis. Here, we are focusing on the liberation of the movement. What our experimenter did was that he kept the potential stage and only liberate the movement in his elbow, performing an isolated movement. We can observe that here the matrix has more data to input. Moving forward to phase 3, we will analyze all the matrices and the anamnesis form. In the end, we will be able to explain the body techniques that the experimenter performed and combine it with the materiality. Here I bring some examples. Therefore, there are many questions and actions that we would explore with the data. The investigation will drive the direction. As a conclusion, using methodologies and theories from the dance field, we propose a method to analyze the experimenter's body during an experimentation, transforming the body experience into analyzable and repeatable data. The result of this analysis will be the artifactual movement, a combination of body techniques that can be used to create hypotheses of ancient body techniques imprinted in the materiality and accessed through experimental archaeology. Finally, I would like to highlight that we believe that artifactual movement provides a methodological possibility to deal with the experimenter's body and experience, helping us understand human behavior more deeply. Thank you so much. Feel free to contact me if you have some questions or if you wish to discuss the matter further. It will be a joy. Thank you.